Alright, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters Korean Qualifiers for the World Championships. Spawning here at the bottom right corner of the map, we have MVP's Red Terran player, Salvation.
Never right as the green Zerg, Jenner symbol.
Alright, so let's talk about this. We announced this earlier, and it's not so obvious here since the Korean qualifiers. We don't exactly have a lot of foreigners stepping it up over here, but for each of these qualifiers, we already had the American ones conclude. We got the Korean ones now, and the European ones still yet to come. But the key thing about it is none of these are region locked. IEM's looking for the best of the best for StarCraft 2. Not the best of Europe, not the best of America, but the best, period. So you're going to see a lot of the Koreans who flop out here probably still compete in the European qualifier later today for their last possible chance to actually get through to the World Championship of IEM. I don't know why I keep saying...
You're just never going to get that right, are you?
I think it's in my head I go for World Championship as WC, and then the S just kind of comes as like, have it, WC.
Probably. Or there's some like Freudian slips there about, you know, actually really wishing you could cast the WCS qualifiers and your hopes and dreams were crushed. And
actually, truth be told, the WCS qualifiers this year were some of the most fun casts I think we've had in a while. Just because of the drama. The European drama was so ridiculous.
I remember the NA cast being really good, but I don't remember the drama.
NA cast was like really scrappy, really fun games,
yeah.
But the European cast was just like, heartbreaking sometimes. But anyways, we got a Reaper coming out here on Catalina. Salvation may go as high as 3. Not sure if he's going to really risk it or not. I'm not sure I feel so great about players going for 3, though. We see this investment constantly on this map, and constantly we see it fail. I'm pretty positive on the latter this works 9 times out of 10, but in tournament play, it just feels like the 3 Reaper opener has really lost its flavor.
So it comes down to preference, I suppose. And also somewhat of a gamble that if your opponent doesn't go for gas, they can be effective for much longer. Not many people are going gasless, but we did see a couple. Just in recent casts, go ahead and go for it for, you know, typical up until 5:30. But not Symbol. Symbol went for gas last time. He's going for gas this time. Salvation does not bother SCD scouting, so unfortunately goes to the wrong position first. I just heard your cat. Was that your cat or was it you?
She's being so needy, Zombie Grub.
It just sounded like Rifkin made like this like...
No, she's jumped up on my lap at this point, and excuse you, but this is my good blazer coat. I don't need you scratching this up.
I still hear.
She's not happy with me trying to kick her off, so she's growling. Sorry, guys. Super professional, ultra catastrophic cast going on right now. I'm gonna kick her off in a second if she doesn't stop growling. Her butt's in my face. But okay, the Lings are at the ramp, but the Reapers should be able to hold this off pretty well. You know, these first 6 Lings coming across the map are kind of unorthodox. There's a couple of players who will do this pretty consistently, but they don't get anything close to a cancel on that CC.
I guess maybe checking to see if it was a Marine opener? Because he hasn't seen anything from Salvation. His Overlords are never in decent position, and he didn't see a Reaper because it scouted wrong first. Or did they see it on the way back? I don't know, but that ended up being, of course, a waste of Lings, but 3 still survived. They go back home.
I'm sorry.
He's back on gas.
I was gonna put the camera on you. I gotta kick her out of my room. She's being really... I don't know what's up with the cat tonight. She's never this bad during a cast. Sorry about this. I'll be back in just a sec. Camera's on you.
Still here. It's so cute. Oh, thought it might be a 2-base build, but nope, that's a 3rd CC. It would be somewhat easily scouted, but like I said, the Overlord just not in any decent position. You got one out here, and okay, that's cool. It'll see like the Hellions running by, and over here, that's probably gonna be important later on. But where's the Overlord here, or even right here? I mean, it's slowly making its way across, but this is fairly important stuff, you know? What is he seeing? Just the CC. And the fact that he went for a Reaper opener. That's it. Fairly dangerous, but Symbol is going for a 2-base lair. He's getting a Baneling Nest, so not being super greedy about it, super unsafe about it is the best way to put it, I guess. Supply boat is going down.
So sorry about
not much
that.
of a question. Hello.
In 2 years of casting, I've never had my cat be so in the way. But alright, she's been kicked out of the room and hopefully she'll be okay. Oh, T-base Spire.
Yes, T-base Spire. Just went over how Symbol really does not have very good scouting here. Has no idea what's going on. Now that it's not that much of a risk. He does have a Baneling nest, so if it were Hellbats, he would probably make a emergency defense and probably survive. But it just, you know, so we want to have scouting more than not scouting, and he just decides not to this game, I guess. The Reaper gets in here. That's nice. It already saw the lack of a third for such a long time that it was a little suspicious.
What do you think? If your Reaper's definitely gonna die like that, sacrifice for a Baneling maybe? Run into it?
I guess so. He probably immediately stopped microing it once he saw what it was, though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's like, I did.
One of those what ifs.
Sure. Well, Salvation, I don't know if he's taking the base that Symbol is creeping up here. I mean, he didn't build a third CC over kind of the... Yeah, that's what I expected. It's also expanding towards your opponent, which is usually good against Zerg.
Well, the CC not down quite yet. Those Lings did rush under it pretty quickly. There we go. If he does decide to keep this as his sort of aggressive stance towards his opponent, he's definitely going to need to get a bunker down. And more than a bunker, more than 2 depots, though we tend to see wall that off. But we also have these double drops heading across the map. And, well, the downside to taking this base is you can really abuse the ledge here as a Terran player.
Yeah. This is a dangerous drop. If the Mitas were out, 5 seconds earlier, they could have caught one of those medevacs. But taking a risk that they just wouldn't be able to snipe it, and it is working out very well for him.
Alright, with the Baneling scope, he's definitely got to pick up. This is really close to actually picking off the hatchery fully and entirely, but at the same time, dragging a drop of the Marines to get actually contend with the Mutas. There's not that many. And if you can heal these up, get to that low ground, maybe finishes off the hatchery, it's that one medevac is so low.
Yeah, that's going to go down.
The Glaveworm bounce is going to kill it. It doesn't even need to attack it, but there we go. It does in fact attack it. If you can get one Mutilus for his shovel, it would be worth it, but sadly the Marines were low from beforehand, and well, it didn't die. This is really vulnerable to a future drop.
Yep, which is set up and ready to go. Again, dangerous. The Mutas just went over there to deal with one drop. Why would they immediately, They might still be over there with this one.
That was a horrible Widowmine hit.
Yeah.
This one's gonna actually friendly fire. Oh, nice pickup at the last second on Salvation.
Very nice. The Mutas have gotten just a little tiny bit out of position. I mean, the medevac only needs 2 seconds, and it will kill the hatchery. And it's always just gonna go for it. Stem in and run and get it. Eat it.
Well, Mita's coming towards them and going to find a couple of reactors they might be able to pick off. But this is kind of the indication to Salvation saying, hey, well, those are not home defending. So he's going to leave a couple Marines in the main. But he also might go finish off that hatchery. There's some Banelings defending. I think if he splits against the Banelings and focuses this first, doesn't just tunnel vision the hatchery, I think he could definitely take a pretty good fight. But loads here on the high ground. Does have those upgrades working for him. 1-1 versus naked Lings. Marines will not take too much damage.
He was expecting the Banelings to be able to snipe a lot of them down, but good control thus far. Just keeping it alive is really nice. His upgrades are a pretty decent amount ahead. Actually,
I'd say with this medevac control so far, it's not just decent upgrades. There's some pretty fantastic moves throughout the course of this game. The clutch pickups of the Widowmine splash, the responses to these pickups on the drops and the ledges where you just normally would lose a medevac. I mean, he's been playing this quite well.
Mm-hmm. It's 13 minutes, and Symbol still doesn't have that 4th base. And of course, the question is, where do you take the 4th base? Usually, it is going to be the one to the right of what we see here, at the bottom of what we see here. But
the entire army actually segmented here to this natural through the drop. This might give him time. Oh, I like hugging the cliff wall with these Widowmines. That's really cute.
Yeah. You get this really nice position with the Widowmines, but it is a bit of a risk. Your reinforcement line is at risk to being swamped just to, 20 Lings here as it runs across the map.
Too many times that happens too, but it's also going to be a lot harder to bait out that one Zergling shot to get on top of the Widowmines and actually make them go off on nothing futilely. But the Banelings has some decent connects to start. Still, cool Widowmine positioning. A lot of them are still off a cooldown. Good shots to be had, but man, he really wants to kill that hatchery, and Symbol's doing a great job defending it.
Yeah, very good. I like that Salvation didn't stay too long over there too. I mean, you really get close to overstaying your welcome from a point where you just can't reinforce that well, and it was getting to that point. So he pulls
Chases
back.
the mutas.
Oh, did not. I didn't even see those banelings hit by the mutas. I don't think Salvation did either.
That's unfortunate. There's a lot of banelings in that too. You got to see that a glimpse at that huge count. This is not a small amount of banelings to be trifled with. It's going to be really hard to take up positioning against this, but for Salvation's sake, he did keep a lot of Widow Mines around and alive. He's actually lifted up 3 to go for a drop. Oh, it's going to get caught by the Mutalisks.
Ooh, that sucks. That sucks.
This does, because this is not like having a couple Marines in it. This is a lot of gas that goes down with this. Oh, medevac.
Well, the upgrade's about to finish, and he's adding in those Thors that will make his composition really powerful. Again, with the drop micro, defending against the mutas is really nice. Symbol did take the base up to the top left, which I would say is better for the third base Salvation took. Of course, if a drop gets over there, it'll take the mutas on quite a trip, but it'll be worth it. On the 3-3 and up to a 4th CC. Salvation's still looking pretty good.
Yeah, the Widow Mines aren't exactly getting devastating damage, but still picking off a Mutalisk, a little bit of splash damage can go a long way. Banelings are going to roll in, and I like that he didn't dedicate too many of his Banelings to this. Still though, unless he can start thinning out that herd of Mutalisks, it's well, gonna be difficult to keep playing this out, but Thor's gonna get some shots off. Baneling's rolling in. Where are those Widow Mine shots that we need to see? Really good position on those Widow Mines too, but the Thor does fall, and ultimately the Marines will live hiding behind that mineral line. There's a couple of Banelings left going off on the SCVs, but not that devastating. Salvation does hold.
Yeah, 16 more workers are made for Symbol. Wow, that's gonna bring up to plainly too many probably.
Well,
86?
it's a 4th base, right? So
still 86 drones. Some of this will probably go into static defense. But
well, I think this will allow him to get that sort of situation we had Snoot versus Marine King earlier, where you can make so many Banelings, you don't have to trade cost effectively.
Maybe.
God, missile turrets are so garbage compared to Spore Crawlers. You know, here we are able to steal and adapt the Psi Emitter, but we can't replicate bonus damage versus light? I mean, seriously?
Yeah, we should probably gotten on that.
Yeah, Terran, please, what are you doing? Actually, you know, that was something that would be really cool. I know this is not like a Rifkin Logic moment, but this what was that thing? Was it the Psi Emitter? There's that thing that made the AoE slow for certain units nearby. It was like in the final level of the campaign for Wings of Liberty. It would like stomp the ground.
Talking about. I do know what you're talking about, but I think that was the Psi Emitter.
That'd be cool. You know, they're talking about mobile construction stuff. That would be cool to bring for Legacy of the Void.
Just Perdition turrets would be fine for me.
Yeah, I'm okay with that, but that's not going to happen as much as we wanted
Whatever,
to.
man. Just make them really, really weak. Wow.
No. If you're going to make them, they got to be badass.
No, like they can't just like one-shot Lings. It can't be a Shredder.
Well, no, but I mean, it's a flamethrower. It's like a Hellion shot. I don't know. We got scans going around for Salvation. He's looking for ways to clean up this crave as he pushes in. Reinforcements are not actually burrowed with those Widow Mines, so some Lings do manage to slip by. It's not a lot. Oh, the friendly fire, though, kills the Marauder. Ouch.
That's gotta sting.
God, being Terran sucks.
Sometimes, yes. 3-3 is on the way. His planetary is finishing up. It's 4 bases versus 4, and while Symbol was on a crazy drone count, still kind of is at 77. What is the next step for him? He hasn't really been able to get much of his own aggression. He's been trading out with Army, and that's cool, but no like severe muta counts.
Well,
not yet, but this might be exactly what I was talking about. Like this is.
I'd say 27's kind of severe.
Well, they haven't been able to get into the actual production, but now they're going for the upgrades, the armory.
Look at this spread, though. Look at this. Again, Scumbag Widow Mine goes off on top of the Marauders and the Marines, but he is now consolidating his forces. He was crazy split in the middle of the map expecting Banelings, but he's going to lose his natural base for that. Well, that Mutalisk count is out of control. He's either got to go home or he's got to go hard. There's no in between at this point because he's going to lose the planetary. Yep.
Well, suddenly everything did turn into Symbol's favor. I mean, this is a very powerful army, but you just ran around the army.
This kind of sucks. Salvation chose to move at a very poor time where he didn't really know where the Mutalisks were, and because of this, his whole army was out of position. And I don't know that he can win the game in this push the same way the Mutalisks could. And as they come across the map, I mean, he's okay. He's still got some decent production. His supply blocked. There's supply capped, though. And, I don't know. It's going to be so hard to actually take a fight versus these mutas no matter what. Good Widow Mine shot, so finally.
Yeah. Yeah, I was lucky that an overseer wasn't nearby. A couple of units did go off to the 4th, but they need the entire army, I suppose, as there are a couple of spine crawlers over there. But that is 1 base for 2. It's 3 base versus 3, however, and that still favors Salvation.
Well, only 3 bases.
Okay, yeah, you're right. It's more like 1 healthy base.
Yeah, 1 and a bit ish.
Yeah.
Mutas are sorry to deal with. Thors is supposed to be the counter, but then you can counter Thors with mutas, so like WTF, mate. Lots of Marines are going to be the best way to actually take these down, but it's never going to really... Symbol should not. There's no reason to actually fight this army. Just hit and run, continue to use them for the harassment that they are. Nice boost in with the Thors, though. Get some beautiful shots off. Take out almost... Oh, 1 more shot would have killed so many mutas.
Oh, that would have been really good.
But is Salvation going to get hung up on playing defense? Let Symbol re-expand while this goes on? I mean, there's not a lot of pressure going out on the map right now.
1 drop is trying to keep him in check, and of course, Symbol is not really mining that well either. They both... Well, Symbol has a fairly healthy, what was his 4th, as opposed to Salvation's 3rd, which is quickly running out. But Salvation had a very big bank that he's finally using. I was going to say more missile turrets. He just throws down 2 command centers. That's cool, too.
I like this move. Symbol is hungry for money the same way Salvation is. Neither player really has a great economy, but the nice thing is Salvation has managed to max out.
Yeah. That's
It's not 200, but...
pretty big. The mutas could, again, be very obnoxious. They can kill the planetary. That's annoying. They could maybe get into the main again, kill some production. That's annoying, too. But can they take on the big army?
I think with the medevac control we've seen out of Salvation, the Thors should be kind of the kingmakers in this, but at the same time, those medevacs are also pretty much out of juice, so there's not a lot of healing going on for all these stims. Oh, it's trying so hard to corral these into a bad position. If only there were Widowmines on that cliff waiting.
How did that even reach? Wow, it's quite a reach for that Thor. But the mutas are buying a lot of time. Symbol needs an expansion again, though. Like, he's only on 1 base.
Yeah, for Symbol's sake, I mean, he's got hella Bailings, he's got a lot of Mutalisks, but it's not enough to take this army on, especially when they're split like this. There's no way to take this like A move versus A move. So while the Mutas continue to harass, and harass is good, make no mistake, he's actually doing a lot of good damage with these Mutalisks. Again, another command center goes down. It's also a situation where it might not matter. At some point, Salvation might just say screw it and push, and if he does, I don't think Symbol can hold.
Yeah. Has he gone back too many times? Is he missing his window right now? He's spreading himself out again by having his main as the 4th. Symbol just redirect his efforts to the 4th base, hopefully. I mean, he saw it lift over. There you go.
Yeah, what I kind of find funny about this is he went for armor upgrades, right? Because he thought it would benefit the medevacs and the Widowmines more. But in doing so, it makes these Thors so just... They're hitting like wet noodles, these Mutos that do have level 2 Carapace upgrades. Despite that insane bonus damage versus light, it's still a struggle for the Thors to get any real damage done.
It's true.
Continuing to just play pickup and hooky, though, here between the main and the 3rd. It's about the 3rd time this drop has gone back and forth. Of course, we had that Marauder drop from earlier, continued to harass. But as the Queens go down, Larva gets picked off. There's drones idle that can be used mining elsewhere. It just picks up again. Meanwhile, the Marines actually take a decent fight with the Mutas. I'm not sure what was going on over there, but Symbol bleeds out a couple more. And this is everything Salvation needs to actually come back in this game. I'm loving the Widowmines. I'm loving the turrets. Some pretty good damage possibility here. But I understand why he's not pushing. He's really reluctant because he doesn't know what that Bailing army looks like. But, oh, the Widowmine shots! Almost so good! Almost so good!
Oh, Symbol got really, Well, it's good that he noticed the Widowmines were there. Oh, he's trying to cut them off with the Thors!
That's actually probably get Thors killed though if he's not careful. Nice pickup. Salvation's pickup micro has been insane so far.
Oh, those mutas are so important for Symbol. They're still at 30 with the 8s replenishing and 3 more on the way. But it's super important. He's never really been able to get max out in this game. He's finally mining from another base besides that 4th. And now Salvation knows it.
So that drop was squashed on dead on arrival.
It's go time.
Oh man, I didn't even realize Journaling Clause still wasn't in play. No wonder Salvation's had such a struggle with these Widowmines. Not getting that instant burrow.
Yeah, that does suck. Symbol has to defend 2 points that are very far away from each other, and instead he just decides to attack.
Look at
It's
this.
awkward.
This is kind of awkward. However, we'll see if this come into effect or not. Sadly, the Baneling detonations require some very nice manual control, and actually going to roll these on top of those Widow Mines.
Nice.
The one that lives is on cooldown, wouldn't you know it? Hatchery does get sniped over here, though. Pretty important base for Symbol. Again, flying around with the mutos. Hey, did I kill the command center already? Gonna do a double take, but production. Normally, we talk about it getting compromised. I mean, it's been compromised for a long time.
Symbol Sadel with drones. Just like a hidden base where the drones are now.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Yeah, this muta count's getting freaking insane. He's going up to 48 mutas.
It is
how long it's been.
Okay, first off, we haven't seen this many mutalisks in a TVZ in a long time. Secondly, it's so scary because there's what do? You try and preset some Widow Mines, but then the Thors or the Overseers are there. The Thors don't really hit the splash unless they're completely clumped up. We got range upgrades on the missile turrets. We got armor for the buildings. His best bet might be catching the mutas when they clump over here again. Maybe he thinks, oh, you pulled your Widow Mines away. Maybe that's like the key to go in, but I don't know. This is going to be so hard to deal with the mutalisks, that's for certain.
Oh. We didn't miss the Baneling bomb, but it doesn't do anything as the army just runs past it.
Nice pickups. Good pickup on that Thor. Get some decent shots off. Those mutas are starting to clump. Another Thor enters the battle. Marines are starting to push in. Almost all of the Banelings are gone. In fact, all of the Banelings are gone at this point. It's just 45 mutalisks. This might have been a big mistake on a Symbol giving this away, because now there's nothing to zone out the Marines.
Oh, this is getting very dangerous. He's gonna need a magic box top of those two Thors. His natural wasn't mining anyways, so that drop isn't doing anything quite yet.
Oh, the drones. Oh, the drones. Here come those Banelings gonna roll in. Splitting up against his 4 Thors. Can they do it? So many mutas clumped up, and all those shots are starting to get good, but he splits at the last second, takes out the Thors. There's no more Marines, and Salvation loses his army now. And that supply of 75 is mostly medevacs. Oh, God.
Oh, they're going to go down.
What's he falling back to?
Ooh.
There's a couple Marines, maybe a Widow Mine or 2 burrows? I don't know, but this is pretty bad.
Oh, the drop to clean up whatever drones were at the natural, so Symbol is down to just 29.
Wow, this has been a tight game. And I don't mean that in some weird skater slang. I mean, for both players, they have to play as tight as possible. Every mineral counts. The income is just non-existent for both sides.
Well, Salvation's getting another base. He has the orbital at his 3rd that, as it runs out, he'll just move it off somewhere else. And while the mutas are a big threat still, they're still at 27. He now knows that he can pressure Symbol and force the mutas to be part of the defending army.
Oh, God, he's lost 50 mutas this game. That's kind of ridiculous.
Oh, okay, he's lit one of mine.
Widow Mines, please. There's so many of you. Can one of you just get a decent shot? Oh, friendly fire so many Marines. Are you serious? Blizzard, are you serious?
Oh, Salvation. Salvation is so close to having a decent economy. Oh,
but what is the economy if you have no production? You know, he lost a lot of the reactors, a lot of the Raxes in the main. He's producing 8 Marines and a Thor at a time. Oh, God, a Thor pops out on top of the mutalisks.
That's his last factory. The other one died a long time ago.
Oh, my God. Is this really... No, I will not accept this loss. Salvation.
On top of production. He was gonna have 2 bases mining.
Well,
oh.
He's still got a factory, and Widow Mines might still work.
Okay. So he had 3 factories in total this game.
This is so frustrating. I can't believe we just watched him kill his own army.
Well,
Widow Mines are good. Widow Mines need a nerf, but only on friendly fire.
yeah.
They're the best Zerg unit this game.
That's a good way to put it. It's a decent army, but it's now Symbol who has the overwhelming force, which I really did not expect. Salvation needed like a minute, 60 seconds, and that economy would have kicked in. His production would have been full force, and whatever he had left over, and he would have been fine. He
has to rush over to defend this. This is his new production line. He's pre-spreading the Widow Mines, which is actually a really intelligent choice in my books, but it's going to be really hard to reestablish Thor production, that's for certain.
So many minerals now. God.
Can't spend them. You just can't spend them. Pick up the medevacs. Keeps those army units alive. That's a lot of turrets, though, for these mutalisks to dive through. Where are the Banelings going? Does he know about this base? He knows about this base. The Planetary is going to take some guff. Going to get the repair. He's got a repair already. He's got pre-repair for the Banelings, because they're just going to burst this thing down.
Yeah, unless the Marines can get over here to save it from the mutas,
Actually,
it will die.
the banelings get picked off sitting idly away from it.
Oh my god.
Oh, I didn't even see that there. Neither did Salvation.
Yeah, nope.
You know, the Overseer's gone, though, so diving is a little bit more dangerous because he can't pick off those Widow Mines.
He's remaking another one. He is down to just 21 mutas, but those mutas, they have been...
You know,
heroes.
the army count's evening up. The Widow Mines are looking good. He's got Drilling Claws. This might not be game. Losing that base was pretty devastating for Salvation, though, and here comes that production and the main getting compromised now, too. Oh, where's the Thor when you need one, right? Oh, the Medivacs. Baiting on top of Widow Mines, maybe? Not quite gonna work.
These mutas are so crucial. To go down right here. Don't get a lot for it.
The Spires are made, but with 11 more Banelings eating up all his gas, Symbol can't really produce more Mutalisks.
Yeah. It still might be a case where Salvation wins because he always has this bank that he can never use, so he uses it on command centers. I mean, there's been so many command centers killed this game.
Why did he just kill his own Widow Mine? What the hell?
Treason.
Oh my god.
Bad. Clicking.
2 very important scans just went off now as well, confirming that Salvation, the Symbol had a low drone count at his 1 active base, and there was no third taken over here.
This medevac drop was... I feel unnecessary.
Man, I want to go back over the course of time. If we could rewind this and have this play out the exact same way, but with weapon upgrades instead of armor upgrades, I'm wondering how much better those Thors would have fared throughout the course of this game. We finally did Thor production up. I wasn't sure if we would ever get to this point again. So many Widow Mines. You know, I don't know if Salvation's identified that there's not really any Banelings in play anymore. I mean, a big part of what he's been doing is pre-spreading the Widow Mines and pre-spreading the Marines because he doesn't want to walk into like a ramp with 10 Banelings on the other side of it, but there's really almost none in play. 11 Banelings total is nothing. It's nothing.
Times 2 medevacs immediately, jeez.
But a drop goes off on the other side of the map.
This drop, I think, makes more sense because it wasn't like around the bout, like Overlord's position, but it's still going to get picked off, but not before picking off the Spire, so I'd say that's mission accomplished. That was a lot of minerals and gas into something that, well, Symbol probably was never going to use. I mean, he could have, and he just took that away.
Not sure if you saw the Banelings burrow.
Probably not. He doesn't have an orbital. Oh, no, that is an orbital. So he has 1 orbital left over.
Look
and he
at
does
kiting
use
this.
it scan.
Yeah, he definitely saw it. So he picks off the Banelings. There was 11, 15 in total as he made some new ones, but man, this is I still can't believe this isn't over. Not just that it's like not over for Symbol or it's not over for Salvation, but that's not over, period. This has been so stressful for both sides. I'm having anxiety just watching this game.
Just to pick up everything and move it somewhere else.
It's kind of getting to that point, but there's all these turrets here, so let's wish the turrets are on the other side of this. What am I in? Oh, please go off on something here. Nope.
It's a star for it.
That kind of sucks. His medevac production was halted for a while. Doesn't need it right now, but if these get picked off, he won't be able to put them back down.
You don't care right now because your medevacs for the most part are still alive, but then you don't have any medevacs and you really wish that you did not lose that starport.
Oh man.
Slope.
Here's the thing that's so killer about the Mutalisks, right? It's not their damage, it's not their regeneration, which is kind of a whole nother can of worms of BS, but it's the fact that that mobility just can't be matched. He can't stim to keep up with this. He can't keep dancing around. And now while this was going on, Symbol's finally accrued a proper Baneling army. Right now there's been so much tunnel vision on the Mutalisks. And this is... Oh, Widow Mines, please. The second one of my shot was completely worthless.
Yeah, you got like an F.
I think Symbol's done it. I think he's got it with this attack. He's going to go in full bore. There's just no way to deal with the Banelings. One of my shots, again, friendly firing and not really accomplishing much beneficial. Oh, the Mutavacs! The Mutavacs! Our Mutalisks picking off those Mutavacs with the Thors inside of them. Banelings rolling into that mineral line. Last little bit of economy getting compromised. Thor is going to die. Nope, picked up. Psych! Still goes down.
I couldn't get it quite down.
I think that's it. I think that's game. Salvation played a hell of a game, but Symbol played a little bit better, I guess. I don't even want to say that because Mutalisks are stupid units, Zombie Grub. But good game, well played. Symbol takes the series 2-0.